guys, so what I did is I started sewing on this. You'll see I have it on my wig stand. So this is actually turned inside out. This is what the head looks like. And I started sewing from this side, and then I sewed all the way around the back. And then I'm gonna go and put on another layer. You'll actually see that these pieces are extra pieces I had from when I used this hair for a sew-in. So I'm just using the extra bundles, the extra little bits of the bundles to fill out the back so I can put it up in a ponytail if I desire. So I'm just gonna pin down from ear to ear as I did before. But I'm going to sew them really close together, and this is just to give it a little bit of thickness so that when I decide to put it up in a bun, I'm able to do so. I'm just going to pin them. I do my pins pretty close together so that once I sew it doesn't buckle. And it is a bit weird using the T-pins because they go through the weft. They don't have to. You can pin them so that they don't go through the weft, but you also need to make sure that they are in place. And I'm going to sew these basically right on top of each other so that I can get a nice pin going on here. Rethread my needle because I'm finished with the last one, and I'm gonna go through, do it nice and long. I need to cut it. And I have really long needle. Yeah, that's the thread. And what I do to tie it, oh shoot. Loop it, go round, pull it through, oh shoot, pull it through, just pull it all the way to the end. I'm going to do one more loop, pull it through to the end, okay? Now when I do the first track, I take out the pin. And this is why I put them so close together. And I do go through the weft when I do my first stitch. So I'm going to go through. I don't know if you can quite see. Fingers moving. So I'm going to go through the weft. And this may cause a bit of a problem because I'm sewing it on the elastic, so it's not really going to have very much stretching space. But since the wig is shaped to my head, it should be fine. Make sure the thread doesn't buckle. And I'm going to go under. And I'm going to do the loop method. Some of the hairs in the way. So that's the first stitch done. So they're nice and tight. And then basically when I do the rest of my stitches, so you see my needle going through, gonna come up. As I come up, I'm just going through the hole, and it creates a pull. and it only looks difficult because my thread is so long. And then get the hair out of the way if you have any excess hair, and pull. Okay, so I'm just going to be doing that the rest of the way as I sew all along the side. So I've finished sewing on the 2 tracks in the inside of the back of the wig, and this is what they look like. One is basically right on top of the other, and it's like that the whole way through. You see it's not very much space between them. And now I'm just going to flip it the right way so I can start sewing the rest of the bundles on and the closure. And once I get it fitted to the head, you'll be able to see how I can still put it up. And you see how me sewing the tracks on the inside of the wig covers the band once you flip it over. It seems to be a little bit difficult to get it back on the way I had it the first time. So, as I said before, since I sewed on the elastic band, it doesn't stretch very much in the back. However, it does slide over to the position where I started sewing. So, it already has that shape, but it is not going to stretch any extra. So, this is what it looks like from the back. So, you can see that you can't see the elastic band. Nowhere to be seen. So it's over the back line. It's quite easy. And I'm going to start stitching. This closure is quite old, so I'm going to see how it goes. So I have my closure on. It's all sewn down. Nicely sewn down, and then as I showed you before, I have a bit of space between where my front is and the actual cap, so it's some space hanging over. And I finished sewing on the loose ends of the bundles that I had, the extra pieces. So I did the ones that are underneath, just on the inside. And then this one, I sewed a certain way, going under. And I couldn't show you because it was a bit hard to kind of do it and show you. However, I did it so that when I brush it up, it all goes up. So this top track right here, I've sewn it so that it flips up with everything else. So you can put it up, it's manipulable. So that's how I've sewn it, so that I can easily put it up. So now it can all go up together. And you see there's no cap showing, it's just here. And I've done it to about the ear. So now I'm just gonna sew the rest of the bundles, going across in that motion until I get to the top. So that's it for right now. The bottom is complete. Alright, so I'm starting to sew on the first bundle. As you can kind of sort of see, I have it wrapped around. It's only because it's in my way. I'm not gonna bother sew it like that. I mean, it's not really necessary because by the time you pull it back, it will be fine. I could sew it like that and then just basically, it'll be easier to put up, but I don't really think it's necessary, so I'm not going to do it. That's not how I make my wigs. But I just wanted to show you the difference between lifting up each track. So you see, I'm sewing this the normal way. What I do is I basically do a knot as I sew. I'm not quite sure what the stitch is called, but I basically go under the track and I go through, and then as I pull the needle up, I pull it through the little loop that's her. Do you see the loop? Yeah, the loop. I pull it through the loop, pull it through, and as I tighten the stitch, it creates a knot. So now I have a knot right here. I'll do a close-up later, But when I was saying before, I stitched this track right here differently. What I did is, instead of going under the track and coming up like that, I went over the track. So I basically put my needle this way under, pull, sorry, yeah, I put it under, and then once I came through her, so you see me going under the track, this little loop right here, I pulled my needle, sorry, it's hard to kind of multitask, but I did it, where's the needle? Okay, and I just pulled it like that, and then it creates a knot. But that's not what I want to do, so I'm not going to do that, and I think that's why it's not working, because it's kind of like, So yeah, don't know quite if you can see the difference now, but this is the elastic band for the wig, and since I sewed the bundles that I want to go underneath on it, it's not going to stretch as much, but I have it in the position to where my head size is, so it's not that big of a deal. However, if I would have done it right where the stitch is right here, and not underneath the elastic band and then flipped it over, I think the hair would have started to knot, because it would be rubbing against my scalp because it's all the way up here. So I just bothered to just did it at the bottom, and then it's last elastic band to cover. But if you didn't want to do that and you needed the extra stretch that the elastic band gives you, because the head size of your mannequin is not as accurate, then I would say stitch on this line right here underneath. So when I folded it inside out, start to stitch up here, and then follow your bundles as you go. But this is my, so as you see, I can flip this track up as well. However, it's not as concealed as this one, which is why I stitched it the way that I did. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish these last couple of bundles, my last 3 bundles, and then when I get to the top, I'll show you how I stitch. But basically, throughout the whole head, I just do that same method where I go under the track, bring it through, take it through the loop, and then pull, and it knots. So that's the same stitch that I'm using throughout the whole head. I know this video is not very detailed, but I'll do a detailed video the next time I make a wig and show you how to do the closure and everything like that. But for now, this is just me kind of giving you an idea how to remake the wig that I have, because I'm just trying to get it done real quick, and I haven't washed the hair, so it definitely needs to be washed. But yeah, so that's about it, and I'll check back when I've completed this bundle. Okay guys, so I finished the first bundle. As you can see, definitely lots of hair. This hair is very thick, it goes very far, but I still have 1 more bundle to go, and well, 2 more bundles to go actually. But I double weft the back bundle, and then the next 2 bundles that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna single weft them. So I'm just gonna see, this is what it looks like from the bottom, so you can definitely see, you can't see the band at all. Very good. So I can put it up in a ponytail if I want to. Definitely a lot of hair even for 1 bundle. So yeah, so far so good. This is just a quick little insert. I ran out of space, but I wanted you to see what it looked like once I was finished. Hey guys, sorry I look all greasy and gross. I'm kind of sort of sweating. I just came from pool, and yeah, so basically, yeah, I have the chalk on my hands. I just got in the door, woke up my big heels. I'm a little bit sweaty. My edges are sweating now, but I just wanted to explain to you, because I didn't really give much detail in the beginning of the video, but basically, this is my Boho Exotic Studios hair, my Boho Exotic curl, which I think they renamed it now to 6mm curl. I can't remember. It'll be in the description box, but I have 22, 20, and 18 inches and an 18-inch closure, and it's a silk base closure. I haven't had breakfast yet, and I'm doing all this stuff, and you can probably tell because I've just been loopy today. Anyway, what I did, basically, I just remade the wig, because the wig that the cap that was originally on, I had cut it so that when I put it on, I have to sew it down, and I kind of got tired of doing it because it is really nice hair, and I do like to just kind of wear it whenever I feel like it. So I put it on a new cap, and the seams and the edges and stuff were kind of all wonky, so I just wanted to make it a little bit better. I ran into some issues because, like I showed you in the video, I tried to sew it underneath the cap so that when I put it up, you can't see the cap when I put the hair up in a ponytail. And basically, by the time I got to not even the top, the middle, before I even reached the crown of the head, I had no hair left. And I'm very stubborn, and I spent a lot of time putting detail into those first 2 bundles, and I did not want to take them out and redo it, so I said, you know what, I'll just improvise. I had some extra pieces, and I realized, because in order for me not to get confused, I left the hair on the old cap, and then as I stitched, I took it off. So I needed the closure first, so I cut the closure off the old cap first. And then I cut the 22-inch bundle when I needed it, and I cut the 20-inch bundle when I needed it. So by the time I got to the 18, for some reason, I thought I had a whole bundle left, and I only had like pieces. Because when I had this hair, when I first purchased this hair, I installed it as a sew-in, and we had to kind of cut it a little bit, like, you know, the excess or whatever. And I didn't realize that it wasn't a whole bundle, it was just pieces. So I don't know how I did it the first time, but it's probably why the wig was way too small, because I didn't have enough hair on it. So anyway, I ran into a problem, so I stretched the rest of the 20-inch bundle as far as I could, and I had to use pieces to fill in the gaps of the top. So actually the top is not as nice as I would want it to. It's definitely some spaces in there, but because the hair is so thick, you can't quite see them. However, I know they're there, so they're gonna bug me. But anyway, I ended up using my clippy hair. It's still from Boho Exotic Studios, but it's the Jamaican Envy curl, which I think is the 4mm curl. I don't know. It's out. It'll be in the description box. But I ended up using 1 piece of my clippy ends. I cut the clips off and I sewed it, because basically the closure is the natural state that the color comes in. I never dyed it black, so it's like a 1B brownish type color, and the clippy ends is that color as well. So I was like, this texture of the closure is different compared to the bundles as it is, kind of just a little bit, because it's still the same texture as the bundles, but the curl is fresher, so it's a little bit tighter. So I ended up putting it right underneath the closure, so it's like right here. Yeah, so you see there is a difference, and the color difference. I did dye the clippy ends black, but you know, it runs out after a few washes. So this is the Jamaican Envy curl, kind of stuck in there, and then this is the rest of it. So I definitely have a lot of spaces in here. I haven't taken it off. The different, the closure is more poofed out than the rest of the hair, and now I have in the Jamaican Envy. So I was just thinking it'll give it that effect of it being natural hair where you have different curl patterns. So we'll see what it looks like when it's on. It's only one tiny track, but it is at the top, so it's not like I can hide it. But we'll make it work. It's definitely going to look different once I wet the hair, because this curl is way different. But it'll be fine. I'll make it work, because I did not want to undo. And if at any point I decide that I want to remake it, then I will spread the hair out accordingly. But there definitely is some gaps. It's a gap there, but you can't quite see them with the hair being all big and poofy. And then this is the inside. It is quite tight, so I'm not quite sure how it's gonna fit. This styrofoam for me sewing, and I have to cut where the closure is. But the closure is this part right there, right in there. So once I do all of that, I'll let you know. I did sew in the elastic band, so when I put this on my head, it's probably not gonna fit as nice as it should. But I'm hoping it does fit as nice as I think it should, because it's not going to stretch. And I tried not to sew through the elastic, just on the top parts. And it looks like I succeeded on the front and the sides. However, because I stitched this track in the inside of the cap, it's not going to stretch, because obviously it's stopping the elastic from stretching because it's stitched on there. So we'll see what happens, but for the most part, I'm happy with it. I guess it will last me a while. When you put time in and make it a wig, it definitely lasts you a very long time. However, it's just how you take care of it. I've had this hair for 3 years now, so it's definitely been a while, and it's been good to me. And yeah, so I'm excited, I'm happy. I don't really have anything else to share. Sorry, I'm kind of loopy and like look like a crazy person. I'm gonna braid my hair back and wear that wig for a while because my hair's been out for a good bit, so it's time to pack it away. I'm happy with it. It's healthy. So as you see, I have the wig on now. It actually fits almost perfect. It's a little bit tight, but it's not too bad. I don't know why it looks like so much more hair than it normally looks like, but this is what it looks like. It looks crazy right now. I tried it on last night and I basically just wet it and cleared it out, but yeah, some craziness is going on. So I'm gonna try and tame it. I'm really not sure why it's so much hair. I mean, it is a whole 3 bundles, but I don't know, it's definitely more in the back, and I think it's just because how I sewed it, and it's crazy. It fits good though. Like you see on the sides, you can see the cap hair a little bit, and then I'll just put some got to be glued for the closure part. But for the most part, it's pretty seamless. And then this is the side, and then the back. And go around this way. You can see it a little bit. And then I dropped something her. This side is pretty good, especially if I brush like my edges out. It's not too bad, so I'm pretty impressed. Definitely will be fine once the wind blows because it doesn't look entirely crazy. But I need to sort it out because I look like a bad poodle. And I thought it was going to be an issue with basically the Jamaican Envy. I can't remember what the name of it is now, but I thought it was going to be a problem with that curl coming through, and so far so good. I don't really know what's going on with this hair right now, but I need to tame it so that it doesn't look like I've been attacked by a lion or electrocuted. And it's all curly and sweet. But right now I'm just kind of fixing the baby hairs that I already made from last time. And I'm just cutting them, bending it. And I already put got to be glued underneath, so I'm waiting for that to dry. And I did my baby hairs over this side, so I'm just doing the other side now. So I'm basically just gonna use my finger, use a little bit of the got to be glued. This is the yellow bottle, so the gel is white. So it's a bit, it dries clear, but it's still a bit harder to kind of, you know, deal with in the beginning once you do it, because you can kind of see it. So I just, sometimes I'll put it on my toothbrush that I use and apply it like that, but for the most part, especially since I'm in a rush, I'm just gonna use my finger and curve around as fast as I can. And I'm not using a specific type of toothbrush. This is actually a soft toothbrush, but because I've been using it got to be glued in it, it's turned into a hard toothbrush because it basically just sucks up all the gel and just goes like that. It goes out of the way. Do my own baby hairs, just a little. Sideburns out, do a little twirl. Yeah, the long parts of the hair are gotten twisted up in it a little bit, but it's fine. I'm not getting anywhere special. On any other day I would redo it, but for right now I'm in a rush. Doesn't really make a difference. Fluff it out. Make sure everything's good. So yeah, that's basically all I do. And that's it. I just wanted to let you know real quick that this hair is the hair that I've had for 3 years, and the closure that I have is not the same closure I had when I first purchased the hair. It's the second one. And if this one gives out, then I'll just purchase a frontal and remake the wig. But these bundles are going strong. They're going to be going strong for at least another year or more. So shout out to Boho Exotic Studio. This hair is the bomb. If I was going somewhere special, I would have tied my edges on, but I'm not. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I know my videos could be long, so I appreciate it. Remember to let me know if you want me to do any challenges or anything. And I will see you guys in the next one.